Hey guys, welcome back to Martin James Designs. Now that my dream shop's complete, we're still setting up little projects in here. I got the paint and powder coat booth done on the last video, and this time I'm going to be making a custom paint and powder coat rack on wheels that I can roll from the paint booth into the powder coat oven. So I'm going to start making some measurements, and I haven't done much welding before, so I'm excited. I picked up a new Miller-Matic 211 welder, and I'm going to test my hand at making this powder coat rack. So let's get to it. Okay, so this is the paint and powder coat booth I just built on the last video. So if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. You can see how this thing came together. So now in order for us to move the paint or the powder coat parts out of the booth into the oven, we're gonna need a rolling system. So I've looked at a whole bunch of ideas online, and I've kind of created my own with a bunch of different ones I've seen. So I'm gonna start making that project now. And that's going to be able to roll out and go right into this 4x4x6 hot coat Eastwood powder coat oven. So everything will be easy to move around. We won't need to be bumping it or trying to remove it manually and carry it over. So I got all my material. Let's get to it. Okay, here's that cart I built. It definitely was a cheap cart. I'm excited to make my own once I get a little practice. So I ended up having to fabricate these angle brackets and put the welder sideways because it was so wide it didn't even fit on here. So that was a bit of a pain in the butt. And I had to cut down some of the hooks so all the cords would fit now that it has an overhang on it. Other than that, it seems to be okay. I mean, I had to put an extra strap there just because I wanted it more secure than it was. But anyways, it's all set up. I got a different spool. They recommended the bigger one here. Then it just came with a little guy. So I put that in. The gun's fully ready to go. I got the plug installed. My 220. I have the regulator installed and everything's set with my air hooked up. I got a Canaweld mask. It's one of the auto darkening ones. So I've hooked it all up. I set all the parameters already. It's got like the grind feature on it. And it's set for MIG welding. I just got to test it out when I start going. And I just got a basic pair of gloves. But these are going to be good for powder coating too. I can use them for the oven, pulling the parts out of the oven. So I figured it was kind of a multi-use. So I got the gauge here. These Miller-Matics come with the gauge, so you can figure out exactly what size metal you're welding. And then it actually shows you, once you figure that out, it's got a whole diagram in here. So once you figure out your gauge, it tells you your wire speed and your amperage and everything. So you can pretty much get a good idea right out the start. So I'm just gonna start practicing on some flat stock. Got a little bit here. And once I get a few practice runs going, then I'm gonna start building this powder coat rack. Okay, I just finished trying welding them some square tube to flat stock. Obviously, I tried going pushing and pulling. I tried different techniques just to see what works best for me. I seem to have had a good flow pushing on this one, and that's what I did on that one too. So I think I might just keep trying it that way, but I want to be able to do both, so I'm just going to keep going. Okay, I got the tack welds done, and if you can see this is nice and square now. I cut the tubing exactly on a 45. I checked the angle before I started cutting it. So I got my tack welds done. There's no big gaps, everything's square. So this should be a lot easier to weld. I got my settings to 5, so around 14 gauge. And I have the wire speed at just below 40. I was practicing over there. Seems to be the best setting for me that I've found. So I'm going to start welding this up. Okay, I tried it again. The welds just aren't that flat. I don't know why. Everything's square. They're pretty, they stick up quite a bit, but I don't know, it didn't burn through like it did last time. The last one, it literally burnt through down the sides. That's where it burnt through last time, but it seemed to hold solid this time. I'm just gonna keep on practicing. But this is gonna be the top frame to the powder coat rack. So I've got the bottom one done and I got the top one. I'm gonna just grind these down. Okay, I'm back in the shop today. I'm gonna get the wheels put on this rack now, so let's get to that. Okay, I just cut up these little brackets, and I'm gonna weld these on like this, sit like that, and once I weld those on, these are gonna sit on there, the casters, so I'll be able to get, and I'll drill holes and bolt these wheels on there, and these are gonna be metal wheels, so they can go in the oven, they can heat up, they won't worry about melting. Okay, I got my 1/4-inch holes drilled all the way around, and I went to the hardware store and got a bunch of 1/4-inch bolts and nuts with lock washers, and I'm gonna go and put all these wheels on. Okay, I got it all bolted up and tested out. I had to shim one side of the leg just because it was not completely level. Somewhere along the line, this bottom square tube got thrown out of square, so I just had to shim one side up. As you can see right there, I just shimmed it up with some washers, and now it's nice and solid. So it rolls around. That's going to be perfect for the booth. I'm going to go throw it in there right now in the oven and see if it fits, and then we're going to finish the last details like the eyelet hooks, all of the removable bars in the middle. You can see it fits perfect in there. Spins around. Roll it in here. Just like that. Perfect. Okay, I'm back in the garage today. I'm gonna get this rack done today. That's my goal. So I was having a look at it, and I think I need to add a few things. So if you look here, this whole top rack, all the weight of whatever I'm holding is just really held up by the welds on each post. So I was thinking of grabbing some of these 45 metal pieces, probably a little bit bigger, over to here, and weld these on as gussets to help bear the weight of whatever is on this rack. And I'm gonna do the same down here, like that. So I'm gonna start cutting those pieces. Okay, my welds are definitely getting better. That one's decent. Figure I got the speed right and a good enough amount of heat. Some of them are okay, some of them need some work. That one's a little ugly. That one's decent. Okay, I'm gonna grind these welds down now. All the gussets are in, the 45 supports, top and bottom. And now I'm gonna get those grinded down, and then the next step is to put all the eyelet hooks on this and then make the removable racks for the middle. So now I have the 1-inch tubing, and this is gonna sit right in here like that. So once I weld this plate on there, this will act as a removable shelf. This took way longer than I thought. I do not know what I was thinking, but once I grinded the welds down, I for some reason thought it would be a good idea if I grinded the entire thing down so it all looked the same. What a waste of time that was. Although it looks pretty cool, I probably wouldn't do that again. That literally took like 2 hours. But this is where I'm at with it. So as you can see, I literally grinded all of it down. The entire rack, so it's like super shiny now. I think it looks good though. So this is what I did. Like I was saying, I welded this plate on, and then I welded it from the back there. And this is an 1.25 inch channel that I cut in half, and then this is the 1-inch tubing. So you literally just remove it out when you're not using it, if you want to hang bigger stuff, or when you want to put a whole bunch of things on here, you just pop that back in. And I got 2 levels, so this one removes 2. Take it out if you're not using it, put it back. And now the last thing I need to do is see these 5 holes here. I got 5 pilots drilled. I'm gonna open these up bigger, 1/4 inch, and I'm gonna drill 5, 10, 15, 20. So there's gonna be 2 big eyelets on each side with 3 smaller in the middle the whole way along. And then down here, I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm probably gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4. So I'll have tons of hook options. So I have 2 different sizes here. I picked up a bunch of these. I just got them at Home Depot. So I'm gonna put these bigger ones on the outside and then these smaller ones in the middle. And I've already pilot drilled these holes. So I'm gonna evenly space them all across the top, and then I'm gonna put probably 4 on the middle, the 2 middle ones. So I'm gonna start doing that. it's done. Took a little longer than I thought for sure, but it turned out exactly how I needed it, and I'm pretty proud of this one. Obviously, I haven't done much welding before, so this was kind of my first welding project as well. So let's check it out. So here it is. We got the big eyelets along both sides, and I actually did the big eyelets in the middle here too. And then we have the smaller hooks on all of them. Then down here, we have 3 big ones and the 2 little ones in the middle. Same with the bottom. And then I welded this bracket on here and cut that C-channel or the square tubing in half. So now this just removes out. And that one removes. So if you don't want the 2 middle bars and you're hanging like a frame or something big, you can easily remove these. But if you're powder coating lots of parts, you can keep them all on. And you can also strap to the metal too. So part of the reason why I did decide to grind it down is it's obviously bare metal, which is going to help with the grounding too. So this is it. Spins nicely. It's got the metal caster wheels down there, so they're good for the heat in the oven. And then I welded these 45 brackets on and drilled holes and bolted them just with, I think, 1/4-inch bolts. So that worked. And then I strengthened it up here with the 45 corners. And some of my welds were pretty good. For just learning and watching YouTube videos, I think it turned out pretty good. So that's my powder coat rack. All right, there you have it. Custom powder coat rack complete. My custom spray booth is complete. I just finished that one on the last video I made. My Eastwood powder coat oven's completely hooked up and ready to go. The next step is to start powder coating. So make sure you guys subscribe to see all the cool things I got coming out of the shop. I'm going to be working on my Impala. I got another build series on my brother's 2009 Dyna. I'm going to be doing some custom paint and all sorts of things. So yeah, make sure you guys subscribe and like and leave a comment. And I'm totally down to answer any of your guys' questions that you have. So, all right, see you on the next one.